Welcome everyone to the 2019 coverage of the hunt at Deer Lakes. My name is Eric Nichols. I'm the tournament director for the hunt, and joining me today is the treasurer for the Pittsburgh Flying Disc, Adam Woodward.
Hey, what's up, everybody? You got Wood and Nichols commentary on the scene. Thank you, Disc Golf Examiner, for having us.
Yes, thank you very much, Brian Keegan, Disc Golf Examiner, for coming out and filming this. This is the 10th year of the hunt. We've had a lot of big name previous winners of this, so looking forward to watching this coverage. And there's a nice shot of all 80 of us that came out and played on a pretty cold morning in late October in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Absolutely. It was a fun day. It was crisp. It warmed up later in the afternoon, and the scores got hot later in the day.
They sure did. There's a look at our lead card after the first round. Adam Woodward and Justin Gilbert shooting 3 down. Cody Dockrill shooting 2 down. And Ross Pancoast, who is the winner from last year, with 1 down. Getting started on hole 7. This is hole 1 for the video, but hole 7 at Deer Lakes. It's a downhill, 405 feet. You really just want to send it out wide and just hopefully the wind doesn't affect it too much. Today we had some pretty calm winds, so shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, it was crazy to have such calm wind. But being here in the B position on hole 7, it's tucked underneath a big oak tree on the right. And these trees right here in front have really grown up, and it makes you think a little bit because you want it to come in low, but you still want to throw that hyzer to be confident in the wind. And as I throw this, I'm thinking about the trees right there and just duck the shoulder and throw it way up in the air, and I'm not even going to be close. But it's hard to get in the circle in this hole, in this pin position.
It really is. I mean, those trees really have grown up a lot over the years and has made this tee shot that much harder. This is Justin Gilbert. He's from the Buffalo area. He's ripping on a Nate Doss Nate Doss Force here. I almost said Enforcer.
Yeah, so fun fact, we have 4 different states represented on the card today. We got myself from Pennsylvania, we got Cody Dockrill, who are teeing off from Ohio, we got Justin from New York, and we got Ross all the way from Maryland, about a 5.5-hour drive.
Yeah, it was great to see everyone from around the area come out. There's Cody ripping on a destroyer here, putting it out wide. We've only got single cam today. Brian came out and just did his best, and a lot of good shots, but some of the finishing you're probably not going to see. So this is Ross here ripping on a Star Katana.
Yeah, and you can see the wind just kind of take it there. You know, funny fact about that Katana, he didn't know what disc it was, and it took us about 3 holes of us looking at it and holding it until finally Justin saw in the middle of the stamp it said Katana right there. So that's one of his favorites, and he didn't know until today what it was.
That's interesting. Ross has been playing for a long time, and wonder how long it's been in his bag before he really knew what it was.
Yeah, he said somebody just gave it to him and said, "Hey, I don't want this. You want it?" And it's a World's disc, and so he put it in the bag, and I love it, and it just stayed there. So, and he throws it well. That's a sick putt from Ross right there. Like I said, it's so hard to two this hole in this position with that overhanging tree. And Cody here splitting the trees again, kind of similar putt to what I did, a little bit closer, and just a little left.
Just a little left, just a little bit outside. Here's Justin here. Justin's putting with the Pilots from MVP, I believe that is.
And Justin, Cody, and Ross are all very aggressive putters, so we're going to see no fear today on their side. I'm a little bit shy and want to make sure I have an easy layup, but these guys are really ripping it. Unfortunately, Cody isn't able to connect on the 28-footer coming back.
Yeah, I've played quite a few rounds with Cody, and he's a very good putter, so I'm sure he'll pick that up.
And so only 1-2 here. Cody tapping in the 4 to start, or 3 to start, excuse me. No, it was a 4.
Yeah, it was a 4. He went back and forth a couple times. So, all right, moving on to hole 8. It's uphill. It says 273, but I think it plays all of 400 plus feet. The elevation is definitely comes into a factor on this course a lot. So
Yeah, played this hole a lot, and this is the typical play. I would say trying to turn something over and go at the avoid the OB and play that fade at the very end of the flex. And Cody and I were just talking about before the round. We had some success with big hyzers over this bush, but I just didn't have the guts to do it in the round without really having it dialed in. So I'm taking that blue T-bird that you gave me, Eric, and just trying to throw up here and get that flex.
Yeah, that's a nice flex line. That's what I personally like to do. Yeah, you're talking about trees growing up. That bush there that everyone would throw hyzers over has really gotten a lot bigger and has taken that shot out a lot.
Justin just crushing this.
Yeah, this kid he throws far. That's a raptor that he just threw there, folks. So it's a pretty stable disc to be throwing on this shot, but he executed.
Cody lining up the hyzer and just that bush we were just talking about. I mean, it's tough to get it over there.
That is it. That was a destroyer there, and he just put it out a little bit lower, I think, than he wanted, and he's got up there though, and I think he'll be able to save the par from there.
Routine layup for Ross here. He's got that champion AVR that he really likes.
Almost hit that. I've seen people hit that mound and roll. There's some OB there you can see on the right. Every once in a while, you'll hit that mound and get on edge and just roll out of bounds. So thankfully, that's that.
And this is a scary putt. I'm shaking a little bit on this because like that roll you talked about. And fortunately, if you can connect, you'll be okay most of the time. But just missed left on that one.
Yeah, just outside the circle, that putt, I think, right?
Yeah, it was about 35 feet. Good putt from Cody. Draining, saving the 3. That's a scary 3 putt. You don't want that, that's for sure.
Especially after his first hole, 3 putting. You don't want to do that 2 holes in a row.
I've 4 putted on this hole before. It can happen, especially if you have wind.
Yeah, this hole when there's wind, 7 and 8 with wind are definitely challenging.
Justin with the easy tap in there. I mean, we pretty sure he hit the logs on his drive, and what a good shot.
Yeah, that kid can crush, that's for sure. He's only 17, I believe. He's a senior in high school this year.
Yeah, I remember when we were running the PFDO a few years ago, and he was just a lad ripping it up, and seeing him come up through the ranks. It's really fun to get to play with him now and watch him throw it 50, 60 feet past me every time.
Yep, he's ripping on an ESP Force here. This hole 9, it's a par 5. Really, the tee shot here is you're seeing what Justin's doing is what you need to do is just throw something out there, get to the left, and hopefully be lined up for the second shot. There's Ross crushing on the Star Katana again. Guess he still doesn't know what it is at this point.
Yeah, he's about to find out as we're walking down this fairway. So I'm ripping on a PFDO destroyer here. Just throwing a little bit out to the right. Ross and I both were talking about, we ended up behind the trees on the left the first round, so we both made some adjustments to get it out further right. A little bit of headwind helped us do that, trying to get into a more optimal position for the approach.
Cody throwing a destroyer. Destroyer is a very popular disc on this hole. You get the nice stability in it. You're not going to turn it over. That's a perfect shot. That looks really good.
So Ross loves this roller, and he gets it around that tree. And a spotter up there, Troy Wagner's looking at this thing come. It's bouncing over the trees, down the hill, and his head turns. And we go, oh man, what? That ended up being a real good shot compared to we saw going after that tree. And Cody is where you don't want to be. You want to adjust and land your drive to the right so you don't have to try to go underneath of those.
Yeah, he was just inside that tree line. A couple more feet and he would have just been fine. So, and I was watching this shot. I'm just off camera, and you absolutely pured that shot. I cannot wait till everyone sees where that thing landed.
Oh, it was a dream shot for sure, and the group in front is actually up by the pin when I throw that shot, and Troy had no idea that we were going for the green when he told us to go. So we definitely disrupted those folks that were putting up in front of us.
Yeah, Justin's ripping on a heat there for the roller. It got down there. It's a little bit off fairway, but he should be all right from there. Casey Pro Rock here for the for Cody.
Yeah, this is something where you just want to get, you don't care if you go long, right, or left. You just want to punch it down there and get yourself a putt so you can get up and down for par, because it's not an easy approach from 7,500 feet with all the trees in the way and the death putt behind.
Yeah, the hillside really comes into play a lot on this hole, especially down by the basket.
Yeah, no, that's great.
So Justin with up, he's just a little short there. That's going to be an interesting approach for him to decide if he wants to go for that or not. He's probably going to be outside the circle. And this is where Ross' roller ended up. And man, we thought that was going to look real good. It had a bit on it, and just hit that tree that's really guarding the green. And Cody's got the same challenge that he's got to deal with that Ross just had.
Yeah, there's a few trees going through. You can see that angled tree going down. There's a little tunnel there. If you don't hit it perfectly, you end up with what happened with Cody there. So let's see if Justin runs this.
A little bit more than he wanted. He was telling me that was supposed to be a layup, not a run.
Yeah, that was this hillside behind the basket is just, you get rollaways almost every time. The disc doesn't seem to want to sit on this hillside.
You get rollaways where you might consider rethrowing from the spot you threw it from. I mean, it gets pretty, but it's a true death putt for sure.
Yeah. Shout out to Vinny Montanari, who got that roll and ended up all the way down by that road and did just that and reputted. So Ross is going to have that death putt coming back a little bit as well. And Cody, you can see, is lining that up.
About 35 feet. This is a scary one. You got it. And Cody's a very confident putter, so he's going for this, no doubt. And just a bad bounce to the right, off the side, get a little bit of a roll, and then this is what you're left with. This is what's in your mind when you're taking that 35-footer. You do not want to be in this position.
You're putting yourself into another 35-footer range. This is just outside the circle, I would think.
Yeah, so some putting woes here on the 9th hole, which is our 3rd hole. And you can see Cody in the background just looking down, and Justin giving a sigh as he misses that.
And let's just there's Adam's disc, by the way. We still haven't seen him putt. Everybody else has putted 3 or 4 times.
And I was waiting the whole time, and I got really nervous about this putt because it was kind of sinking in that, man, I had this once in a lifetime opportunity to hit this eagle, and it was shaky after seeing everybody miss their putts.
Yeah, that definitely will get in your head a little bit. There's Cody tapping out. Everybody else is just ready to get off this hole, and I'm sure you would rather play it over and over again today.
This is a huge momentum swing. I mean, everybody's walking off this green saying, man, how are we possibly going to catch up now? Because, there were some big scores on this hole, and then I take the unique 3, and we're going into hole 10, and all of a sudden I have a 2-stroke lead on Justin, and I'm 6 up on Cody and 4 up on Ross, and they're letting me know that on this hole, and you can see we're talking about it right now. I'm like, you guys are giving me way too much credit. We just started this round. Anything can happen.
So hole 10 here, it's a big uphill. The tee shot is actually fairly similar to what you do on hole 8 with the mound that we just played. You kind of just want to get it up to the top of the hill, give yourself some good footing to then throw the next full-powered shot down to the basket. So, Adam, you put that almost perfectly.
Yeah, I'm going hard righter the better on this hole, because that clump of trees, that octopus tree there in the middle that Justin just hit, if you're behind that, it's a low ceiling, and it can be difficult to get to the pin, which is in the A position, and a good opportunity for a birdie.
Ross going with the roller. This is the shot that I absolutely love on this hole. You can get all the way up there, up to the flat, have good footing for the next shot. So let's see where that landed.
I love watching rollers uphill. I mean, you really got to crank them and get your angles right. They're fun to watch.
He's actually throwing a crank there, too, on that roller, by the way. Nice little...
no pun intended.
Yeah. Cody's throwing a champion turn there off the tee. And this is a spot that a lot of people end up at. You're running uphill. You've got a low ceiling with the branches on the tree right in front of them. It's not where you want to be on the second shot on this par 4.
Yeah, and he hits that tree. Like you said, you do not want to be there. And even Justin having to figure out to go around the tree. I mean, even if you flip something right and go over to the red tee, you still have a nice look at it. And it's difficult to tell yourself to throw it way to the right off that tee shot because you want to reduce the distance to the pin. But being in the A pin, you really don't have to push that line because you're not really throwing it very far on this approach shot. It's about
decided to give everybody some generous pin positions today. So I threw in a couple of the A pins for this tournament.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah, this is an uphill run up and just a little high, and I'm nicing it right there. Nice, trying to reverse karma, and I got real lucky there to catch that tree so I wasn't into the bushes on the left.
Yeah. And now Ross had a great roller, but he's kind of pinched in by those trees behind him, so he's going to have to throw from standstill. Ross is actually a really good forehand and backhand roller player. I actually met him at Seneca Creek right after I started playing disc golf, and he was the one that actually showed me a forehand roller for the first time. So,
yeah, and look at the master take care of business there. Just parking the forehand roller from under the tree.
That was a Firebird there. And Cody going with the crank. Sorry, not the crank. That's a destroyer.
Nothing left there for Justin just to pitch up. A lot on the way.
Nice little jump putt approach there from Justin.
I'm thinking make here. I mean, I'm confident coming off the last hole. I know if I can get this, I can really put some pressure on my card mates. And I'm thinking in. It's uphill, probably about 65, 70 feet. Maybe a little bit shorter. Just not able to connect. Not a good try. Again, I'm always trying to land within 15 feet of the basket. So I'll floaty it up if I need to. And Ross just showing you how to get the punting done.
Wow.
No joke.
He is a putting machine.
All weekend.
Cody's trying to bounce back from a couple rough holes to start.
Boom.
There you
go.
Good
confident putt right dead center. I'm playing on these are Mach X baskets, right, Eric?
Yeah, they're Mach X's. They were actually installed in 2015 for the Professional World Championships that came to Pittsburgh. So got lucky and got some new baskets on all of our courses here in Pittsburgh.
Absolutely. And course record here in Deer Lakes, not in this layout. This layout's a little bit easier, but 51 from Mr. Paul Macbeth.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
It's hard to imagine even how you do that here.
I feel like if we played a triples, we still couldn't get 51.
For real.
All right, hole 11. It's in C-pin. It's tucked all the way over to the right. As a righty backhand throw, it's not the greatest line for it. I feel like Ross
roller like Ross.
And here you go, line up the forehand, which is a very popular throw on this hole.
So, not a bad shot in my book. About 5-10 feet right, but certainly get the lucky gap. And you can see me as like, okay, well, hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, there's a little inside out of it. I'm sure that wasn't the complete line you were intending.
Yeah, and Justin, of course, he steps up like, hey, I saw you do it. I was going to do it too. And I said, you just couldn't do as well as me, son. You couldn't hit the lucky line such as well.
He's throwing the proto H1 on that shot there. And Cody throwing a destroyer off the tee. Gets a little bit flatter than he wanted, hits a tree, and unfortunately kicks over to the left.
So I really like this pin position over here. It's very fair because there's a flat landing area up top. It's not just on a side hill. Justin with a big Annie jump putt from maybe 130, 140 feet. Puts him in putting.
Jump putt from pretty far outside.
Absolutely. And Cody is, again, in a position that you just do not. Bad kick off the tree, side hill ditch, not a whole lot to work with here. And he's going to try to laser one in to give himself a look at a par.
That's not the best spot to be in. And yeah, there's too many little trees to hit on the way through there. But I'm sure he'll just pitch up and get the easy 4.
Yeah, a nice stick there. This,
Here, this is a very common spot for drives to land in this pin position.
And by the way, it was a roller that he got
Oh,
to this position.
Wow, I didn't realize that was a roller. And there you are doing a little stretching.
Yeah, because you can see my disc here on the left, the pink disc, getting lucky through the trees, just parked, and I'm just sitting there stretching, laughing at myself, watching these guys try to make some putts before I have to tap in.
Nice little head game there on Justin. Just do a little stretching. Chip putt.
Up on the path, a little goat trail right there to get to the pin.
There's Cody getting out of the way. Just going on, getting ready for the next hole.
Yeah, this is definitely. I really enjoy this pin position. I think it's really challenging, and it's fair if you can land a putt on the flat area up where the basket is, so you can be aggressive. But sometimes you get aggressive and you go long. There is that roll away, so it's a good balance of challenge, and that it's a hill on the other side.
Yep. And there's Justin. He gets to go redeem himself on that putt that he missed the first time, and I'm sure he's just happy to get out of here and move on.
So I just got a little bit here to clean up, and I've been stretching and sitting, trying to stay warm. And I look at the cameraman there, disc golf examiner Brian, and just kind of laugh and say, "Man, I sure got lucky there."
All right, moving on to hole 12, course 12, hole 6 for the round. 333 feet to the center green. This pin position plays probably more like 315. It's more right. It's definitely another forehand shot. Let's see what you can do here. What are you throwing?
Throwing a overstable destroyer here, just turning it over a little bit and then trying to get to skip aggressively to the right. It's an offset gap, so that tree on the left is closer to you than the tree on the right, so you really open it up. And you look at Ross here throwing the backhand, and every time I see this, I just cringe and say, don't hit that first tree, but he's too good, and he just flexes what is this, a leopard?
It's a mamba, actually.
Mamba, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, the play here is to, if you can throw that backhand, it's great. Cody takes a little tight, and this is going to be right at the basket. He's saying, don't skip, and we're all looking at him like, dude, it's gonna skip. And you can see that's probably what Justin was just laughing about. It's because we were laughing about that at the tee. Also a forehand, a little bit low, but on the skip bank.
That's some Velcro grass out that short of the basket. It doesn't get too skippy until you get closer. That was a force from Justin. And he's just going to pitch up and take the par. No reason in trying to run anything. There's kind of a hillside behind this basket as well. Common theme here at Deer Lakes.
We're all expecting make here from Ross, and just a little short, had to go to the knee. He's got that dimple putter. What is that dimple putter? Do you know what it is?
That is a super soft.
Excellent. Another unique disc. So just inside the circle here, trying to put this in, extend the lead, and just a little short. Honestly, a little bit scared of that. Happy to hit the front cage and have it sit next to it.
Correction. Whatever that was Ross was throwing, I don't know what it is. It's not on my list, what he gave me.
Cody tapped in there for
We'll have to have him leave that in the comments. Ross, what were you throwing there? What is that dimpled disc?
Yeah, please tell us. Please post.
I just noticed this earlier. Ross looks like Ed Helms from The Office. If you pause the beginning of this video when he gives Brian a fist bump, look at him. He looks like Ed Helms. I can't unsee it. All right, moving on. Hole 13, course hole 13. 7 for this round. My favorite hole on the course. Most people don't like this hole, but this is my favorite hole at Deer Lakes. It's a tunnel shot. You want to get to the top of the hill. It's about, I would say, 280 to the top of the hill. If you can get past it, get further down, great.
Wow.
Just a little tree kick.
little bit of a tree kick, but he should be in a good spot there.
Yeah, it's all about don't hit that dead tree that's on the right, and you're probably going to be okay.
Yeah, that dead tree definitely gets in your head whenever you're lining up your tee shot on this hole. What are you throwing there?
That is a Color Glow Destroyer. Just putting on a little hyzers, flip to flat type of stability, and I think that got me down in the ditch.
That is a crank
Yeah.
from Ross,
Yep.
and that looks
Wow,
absolutely
great job.
beautiful. That got
Lucky.
through everything.
Yeah, that basket's over there on the right. So you either want to push way left or you want to push way right to give yourself a good access to the pin. And Justin just crushing this. Huge kick to the right, hitting that tree we're talking about. This thing glides forever. Gets back on the hyzer line. We think it's OB for sure. And then we find it down here at the bottom of the hill on the right side of the cliff, past the OB marker. So he is inbound. I've never seen anybody over here.
Wow. Yeah, we have some OB marked on that hillside to keep people safe from not playing on this steep embankment. So he definitely got lucky there. And then, wow.
It's actually a pretty open line from down there. There's no way to strategically play down there, but he was laughing about it as if it was on purpose.
That was a predator that he just forehanded up to the basket there. Got a little bit of a roll, but I think he should be all right.
Cody
with a zone upshot just perfectly plays that up to the basket.
So Ross here with the Redskins bandana, trying to put this close and get himself a 3. Pretty straightforward there. I mean, that's what you get with a good drive. It rewards you, and if you get a good angle, and down in this ditch, I mean, you really got past most of the trees you need to get past. And as long as you can, see the basket here, and there is a slope behind it, so I'm walking up the hill, making sure I identify the tree that's closer to the basket, and not making sure I go long.
Yeah, there's a hillside to the right of the basket, and if you get on the edge, you definitely can roll all the way down to the bottom there.
Yeah, just a standard rattler shot.
So this is where Justin's second shot landed from his tee shot, almost being out of bounds. That's pretty awesome.
And if you note in the background, you see a fleet of people looking for a disc on the hill in the back, just as Justin sinks it.
Wow.
They were there for a while, and it took Ross walking, us completing this hole, Ross walking all the way up there, and he finds it immediately. And then we come to find out it was a black disc, and none of us had any remorse for potentially losing it.
Absolutely not.
I've just learned throughout the years my disc is are all neon colored or some sort of super bright color because I just have no tolerance for looking for discs.
No, anytime I throw a disc that is not the greatest color, I'll definitely point it out to the whole card before I throw it, so everybody pays extra attention to where my shot lands.
Yeah,
but it's usually in the fairway, so we don't have any issues.
And I'd say one exception is those R Pro Wood AVRs. I just put it in that are tan that you can't really see if they land anywhere on the dirt.
Right. Moving on to hole 14 on the course, hole 8 for the round. Par 5, Paul Macbeth's least favorite hole in Pittsburgh. Fun fact. I joke. No, it's very. There's a lot of trees. There's a specific line you have to hit. The tee shot is kind of a turnover that you don't want to have turn too much. Cody looks like he doesn't turn it enough, but he's not going to be in a bad spot, and that kick definitely wasn't the worst.
It almost plays as a triple mando. There's a limb hanging up top and 2 big trees to the right. Now, you can get lucky, but you really just want to get that gap and get it forward. And just trying to get as far down the fairway as you can because distance is a premium on this hole.
Definitely.
And I'm completely okay with that shot. I got through. I'm on the left fairway. I'm happy. And Justin here just ripping on another one, getting over that top mando and then just hitting a little limb as he gets by it.
That was a Kong there, and I definitely would have liked to see what that would have done if it wouldn't have hit that branch.
Oh yeah, he didn't. He wanted to know where that was going to. I think we all did. Anytime you see his hair flip when he throws, somewhere. And then Ross.
There's a Valkyrie there from Ross, and he ends up on the right side of the fairway, which it's not the greatest place to be for this pin position, especially as somebody who doesn't throw forehands, but he should be all right from there. And Justin just says there are no trees. Hey, chase card, I'm coming for you, and just almost hits them. That
So
kid crushes.
This is the second time in the round that Matt Rozier said, "Hey, you guys need to stop throwing into us." And it's like, "Hey, listen, we threw 2 amazing shots when we threw into you. So sorry, but who would ever thought we would have got up to you?"
He's just jealous. What are you throwing here?
So this is Ned the T-Bird. This is an old pre-flight T-Bird that's pretty flippy, and I throw it on hyzer lines, get the flip to flat, and just kind of carve the fairways like that. And it just really, if you don't have a good run-up, it's almost like throwing a leopard, I would say. Just kind of carving fairways with it, change the hyzer angle to get different finishes to the right, depending on the shape of the shot.
Cody decided to go destroyer on this second shot. It looked like he was debating between something else. You know, I've been in this spot myself a couple of times with this tree being right in your way. And really, you just want to get to the other side of the hill, just midway up if you can. And yeah, that should be fine. He should have a clean line up to the basket from there.
Yeah, is that another roller from Ross? And just showing us how it's done. Just rolling the forest left and right.
He just threw a sidewinder there, and we didn't really see much of it, but that was a beautiful shot.
So we got all 4 players here in position to take the birdie down, which is a very unique thing on this hole.
Yeah, that's to see all 4 of you guys in position to possibly get the birdie is pretty impressive.
You'll notice when I say Ned the T-Bird, I got a little image on the front. It was a find in a Played Against Sports use box, and somebody drew this nice die image on it, and so it just kind of looks like Ned Flanders with glasses, and so that's kind of how it's got its name.
Looks like you're worried about that tree a little bit. Did you hit it?
No hit. Just a nice smooth rattler shot, making sure I don't smash my hand on the tree.
Nice.
Cross, there should be no problem. Wide gap, throwing that champion AVR up. That's okay. Still in the circle. I think all 3 players are in the circle so far, and Justin with the crush on the second shot with just this left, and he's running this for eagle. He wants it.
Oh yeah.
And he's lucky at that tree. He could have been 40 feet by. It's crazy how far that kid jumped up.
That definitely looked like it was going a lot further. So all 4 of you are inside the circle, Justin being the farthest out, it looks like.
Yeah, not too bad. He's about 20 feet, and this should be no problem for him. Yeah.
Good putt.
And this is, dare we say it, a star frame.
Wow.
And all I have to do is tap this in, and this is something you don't see very much from the regional players on this hole. And I'm calling everybody over.
Paul Macbeth says this is a hard hole. I mean, you guys are just tearing this up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you just got to do it on that hole in this tournament. All 4 birdies. Got to rep the tradition.
That's perfect. All right, moving on to hole 15, hole 9 of this round. It's a water carry at the very end. We're in C-pin on the left side. It's kind of blind from the tee. You really just want to throw something out there and just let it work to the left.
So out of the hand, I go, yeah, nice shot, Cody. And this thing just fell out of the sky. It didn't even get halfway through the water. You can see him throw his hands up and just say, what happened there? And we had no idea. And then we're all immediately on tilt. So I'm just thinking crush. Throw this buzz as hard as I can. I'm not messing with any wind that Cody just potentially had to deal with, and just throw it way past. But I'm okay with that because I'm not in the water.
Absolutely. That was a rock 3 from Cody that he threw into the water there. And Justin with a wasp here. Looks a little bit more stable than he needed it to be. It's going to be left of the basket, which is actually a good spot because you take the water out of the play on the putt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that angle is important. Ross also just, again, showing us all how it's done. But up the hill, and it is not pretty up there. So
No,
Cody
he's
here
putting
from
right back at the water on a putt. Here's Cody. Oh.
That's when that's when you really start to feel it in your stomach. You know, it's like, oh man, now I gotta make that for a 5, and that's not a putt you want. This is all layup here for me. Not even messing around with it. Got the good round going. Just making sure you match the approach angle on the side of the hill.
Yeah, with that water behind, like with Ross here with his putt, he's looking directly at the water. So
Bummer. Surrounded by water. That's going to be OB, and that was going right on line and just nicked a tree and sent him off to the left, and that's why he didn't make it. But that was a make until it hit that tree.
yeah, here's Cody for his 4. Oh.
Yeah, that's you can see he's not happy. He's had some bad luck so far, a lot of bad luck so far, and just this is where this course starts to get on you. We've all been in this position on this course. You get some bad rollaways and some tree kicks, and you're on tilt all of a sudden. You don't really have a lot of holes that you can kind of loosen up and get your confidence back. Nice birdie from Justin.
Nice birdie from Justin. This is definitely a good one. It feels good when you get this one. It's such a short downhill. With the water coming into play, though, it makes it feel like it's so much farther, so much harder. So getting this one is definitely feels good.
So Ross just reaching in the muck here. That disc is going to be stinky.
Yeah, that water's not great.
And so he's asking here where the line is, and we're reminding him there is no line. It's surrounded by water. So you got 3 meters from there, and just tapping out here, and we're going to move on to the next hole. And I think everybody's pretty excited to get off this hole, except for Justin, who took the birdie.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so bonus, we're going to do 10 holes on this front 9 video.
Surprise!
We'll talk about that later. This is hole 16. The tee shot, you have kind of 2 lanes you can choose from. You can either go flex through the middle here where Justin's going and throw in a Proto H1. Looks to be pretty good, a little bit up on the left-hand side.
And we got a little gallery here. We got a slight backup on hole number 12. And so a little bit of pressure on trying to hit this tunnel shot. And I'm throwing again that same blue T-bird you get me. I'm throwing it all over the course here and just trying to get anything, just kind of getting through the gap and then pushing it to the right. So you're not hitting that trees on the corner.
Yeah, where the pin position is on this hole, you definitely would rather be, you need to get up there to get all the way through to the basket. So
and we want to see Cody bounce back here. He's had some bad luck, so he's thinking crush.
There's a metal flake T-bird that looks like it catches something and ends up on the left side. So
there's a great shot out here, and it's hard from over there. I don't know what window he hit, but he's happy with that for sure.
Yeah, that was a KC rock, and I'm sure a little bit of anger was involved in that second shot. So just wanting to get back to the fairway. So, and yeah, Justin was tucked off the edge here. You know, this is one of those holes that you get off the fairway even by a few feet, and it's just you don't have anything.
So he's going to try to get his footing here, patent pending stance. He's got a tree kind of in his way, just to the right and having to step around, and he's going to try to rip this up to the basket. Oh, and he goes for the big skip shot off the tree.
Probably a really
Sure,
that was an onyx that he just threw there. So a slightly faster fairway driver. And Ross, that is not where you want to be on this hole.
Not ideal. I mean, you don't want to be over there to start with, and then to still be there throwing 3. You're just thinking, how the heck am I going to get to the basket and give myself a putt? It looks like he's got that blue katana in hand again.
Yeah, I think he's not too sure with the notes he sent me. I think, okay, that's going to be the Firebird. He's going to throw a forehand roller, it looks like here. And just get back to the fairway. That's all you really need to do.
This is a pre-flight Firebird, a little bit straighter, and I've made the mistake of throwing something too stable here. You just want to push it straight as far as you can, almost let it stall, and then let it fade to the right. You give yourself a putt.
The video doesn't quite come through as much to how much uphill this actually is to the basket. So it is pretty significantly uphill on that second shot there.
And there's that ditch, and then to the left of the basket, there's a lot of roots. So there's a good chance if you hit early, kind of like Cody's doing here, if you hit in that area, it could come right back at you and back down the hill. So the players here are thinking, you know, try to get it to the basket or even past the basket to avoid that bounce back.
Yeah.
You know this is going in for Ross. It's putting. Just watching Ross play, I mean, just putting just doesn't seem like there's no stress in putting for him. It's just an automatic, and I wish I had that.
He has that game, you know, he's been playing for so long that, you know, putting is just second nature to him now. He doesn't even think about it. So
I have all kinds of activity going on in the parking lot behind me, and I'm trying to focus and just put this putt in. And sometimes you just have to block it all out and just go for it.
Wow. Everything
good putt.
Yeah. And when you were taking so like a while, I was like, should I move? I don't know.
Nice make from Justin there.
He putts very hard. All right, everyone. Well, that's the front 10 holes, not front 9. We like to be different here. So we will get back with you here for the final 8 holes of the 2019 hunt at Deer Lakes. Adam, thanks for joining me.
Thank you. Check out the back 9.
Well, back 8.